Welcome you all very, very specially to this conversation. Our topic this morning is worry, overthinking, and how to think. So I'll just lay some ground rules. I will mute those of us who are on Zoom. I'll just mute you, and
Yes.
when I mute everyone, we'll begin the conversation. But after a while, I'll unmute us and then ask us direct questions. Is that okay?
It's okay, sir.
All right, great. So we're looking at worrying, overthinking, and how to think. It's a very important conversation because this is a time when many people are really worried. So I want you to first reflect on the general definition of the word worry. Okay, um, something that causes anxiety, something that causes people to be alarmed. It's a source of worry. So when you see people worry, they are referring to an information that they may have gotten. Is there any advantage of worrying? Is there any benefit of even worrying? A lot of people say worry is like a rocking chair. It gives you lots to do but takes you nowhere. And that's true. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you lots to do but takes you nowhere. So as soon as there is an unexpected event, as soon as there is an untoward event, as soon as there is an unpleasant experience, people begin to worry. Now, worrying is closely related to fear because it is a source of concern, a major concern. And what worrying does is that it makes a person to become frightened about the past, the present, or the future. By inference also, when people worry, they focus on the problem, the implication of the problem, they focus on the consequences of the problem, they focus on the negative impacts of the problem. So people can worry about what has passed. They can worry in the present, and they can even worry for things that do not even exist, but it's just up there in their minds. The question one now has to ask is, what's the benefit of worrying? Is there any good thing about worrying? Well, let me tell you, frankly, every thought process begins with a worry. Most solutions were born by a worry. So there is something good about worry, but there is something wrong with worrying. So there's a difference between worry and worry. Worry stimulates you to know that there's a problem. Worrying is dwelling on that problem. So the moment a person notices something, he can worry. What's that thing about? That's worry. But when he now focuses on it, so he sees that they have, for example, slashed his salaries. He can worry that his salary has been slashed. But worrying will now mean that he begins to dwell on the consequences of not having enough money. Move on from there to overthinking. Move on from there to overthinking. Overthinking, and why it is different from worrying, is that overthinking comes from having a string of solutions. You know how they say that too many hands in a soup will spoil it. Two captains in a ship will sink it. That's exactly what overthinking is about. Overthinking is having plenty of persons giving you conflicting advice and you not being able to take a single decision. Overthinking is a state of confusion as a result of several options without knowing which one is viable. The similarity between worrying and thinking is that both of them leave you at the same spot. In worrying, you're worried about the whole problem and the consequence of the problem. In overthinking, you found a solution, but there's another solution, and there's another solution, and then you don't know which one to take. Overthinking is called analysis paralysis. For example, overthinking can happen when you're negotiating. You want to sell your car, or and then you meet somebody who says he wants a car. You're now saying, how much will I sell it to him? If I sell it for 1 million, maybe he will say it's too much. If I sell it for 500,000, the money will not be enough again for what I want to do with it. If I sell it for 900,000, that would be good though, but I don't know now. Is it this car? I've not used it for so long. So why should it be 900? After all, it's still the tires. I just bought the tire. I just bought the new battery. You are overthinking the matter. Just make a decision and move. Overthinking deprives you of making progress. Worrying deprives you of also making progress. Before I now tell you about thinking, let me lay a foundation. You can't talk about worrying. You can't talk about overthinking without talking about the power of your mind. Can I tell you something about the mind? The mind is a very fertile ground. Everybody has a fertile mind. And now, you need to follow this closely. Everybody, black, white, tall, short, educated, uneducated, everybody. Do you know the consequence of that? The consequence of that is that anything you plant on that mind will grow lavishly. Everybody has a fertile mind. Anything you plant on the mind will grow lavishly. If you plant fear in your mind, it will grow. If you plant faith, it will grow. If you plant foolishness on your mind, it will grow. You'll be the most foolish person on earth. If you plant wisdom, it will also grow. The mind is very fertile. That is the way God has designed it to be. Whatever you plant on the mind will begin to grow. Now, you know why I said this? The reason why I said this is this. You cannot harvest mango from a mind that you planted cassava. The mind is like a computer. You cannot open a software on the computer unless you have installed it. The phone and where you're watching me from now has Facebook or Zoom. The only reason why you can connect with me now is because you have the application. No matter how much you desire to connect with this seminar, if you do not have Zoom application or Facebook application, you cannot go to your phone, hold it up, and expect to start seeing me. That's the way the mind is. It is the mind you invest in that you can harvest from. But be mindful about what you invest in your mind. Are we together? Now, some minds are full of junkful, yes, junkful. And then some minds are fruitful. Let me explain that to you. There are two major gateways of the mind. The eyes and the ears. Two major gateways of the mind. The eyes and the ears. Take note of that. If your mind is full of something, there is little room for anything else. That is why you can clearly tell yourself the truth. For example, in the last 24 hours, how have you spent your time? It is a clue to what is inside your mind. Simple question. It's not difficult. Ask yourself, how did you spend, what have you been seeing in the last 24 hours? What have you been listening to in the last 24 hours? That is what determines what is inside your mind. In jurisprudence, they told us that the mind of a child is a tabula rasa. You know what that means? A clean slate, a plain sheet. I want to show you that. This is how the mind of a child is. Plain sheet. Nothing is in it. Plain. But the question is, what you see and what you hear starts to write on the mind. And suddenly you see this. Can you see? So whatever is in your mind now is what you were here, what you heard, or what you saw. So those are the two major gateways. You have therefore to be careful about what you allow your eyes to see and what you allow to your ears to hear. Because those two things are going into your mind. Life does not leave a vacuum. Your mind cannot be blank. Are we together? Now, let me now tell you about thinking. We have looked at worrying. We have looked at overthinking. Now, let's talk about thinking, which is the key area we are going to. Thinking exercises the mind. Thinking exercises the mind. Thinking filters information. You see the mind? It takes in information from the eyes and from the ears. But thinking will filter it. Are we together? Worrying, overthinking. How do you think? The first thing you want to realize is that when you think, you focus on the solution to a problem. Every invention on earth is a product of thinking, not a product of worrying, not a product of overthinking. Thinking exercises your mind. Overthinking wears down your mind. And worrying is the abuse of your mind. Your mind is the greatest asset on planet Earth. Thinking will exercise your mind because you're thinking of solution. Have you ever heard of Thomas Edison? Remember what Thomas Edison said? He tried 999 times to put on an incandescent lamp. And people say you failed 999 times. He said, no, I tried 999 impossible ways to light an incandescent lamp. What he was trying to say, he was thinking, what can light an incandescent lamp? He tried this, it doesn't work. He tries this, it doesn't work. He's thinking. What is worrying? Worrying is, hi, there's no light. Oh, hi, what am I going to? Oh God, that's worrying. What's overthinking? Overthinking is, should I try this? Should I try this? Should I try this? You are all just, should I try one. You're there. Should I start a business? Should I go take a course? Should I invest? Should I? You're sure. What is the outcome of should I? Overthinking. So, how do you think? Number one, invest in your mind. There is no special approach towards thinking, except that you cannot take out of what you have not kept. You cannot build something on nothing and expect it to stand. If you want to be an effective thinker, you should have invested in your mind. If you want to think well, first and foremost, you want to read the right books. You want to listen to the right people. Because you see, there are many people who have quality information. You must mind their mind. What does it mean? You're listening to me now. You are mining from my mind. All this information I'm sharing with you is going into your mind. How do you think? Harvest that information. But if you have been worrying, if you have been allowing the wrong things to get into your mind, if you harvest the mind, you can't come up with quality. So what do you first do? Purge your mind. Purge your mind of fear. Purge your mind of disappointment of the past. Purge your mind of anything that attracts worry. Realize that you were born to succeed. Realize that you are extraordinarily unique. Look at your palm. Look at your palm. No two people have the same fingerprint. No two people have the same fingerprint. That means that you are a unique solution to a unique problem on earth. That is to say, you have a space on this earth. Are you following me closely? You have a special place for you to succeed on earth that no one else has. You have your special place. Everyone has their own special place. You cannot fail because another person is succeeding. That is the wrong mindset. If you fail, it is because you have told yourself you cannot succeed. No matter the circumstance of life, you have been designed to succeed. That is why you have a unique fingerprint. You are therefore now going to apply that uniqueness in you. Believe in it, invest in it, and draw out from it. You see people who succeed in business, don't let anybody deceive you. They didn't just sleep, wake up, and then the business started growing. The business did not grow because when they had challenges, they say, I won't do again. The business did not grow because they were busy, dilly-dally. Should I? No. The business grew because even when something went wrong, they went back. They tried again. They tried again. They learned. One of the key ways to invest in your mind is to learn a new thing. One of the second key way to invest in your mind is to do an old thing in a better way. The third way to invest in your mind is to believe in yourself. The fourth way to invest in your mind is not to blame anybody for your problems. 4 ways to invest in your mind. The moment you have made these 4 investments in your mind, start to harvest. If you have learned, start to harvest. You have learned something new, start to put it to practice. You have found a better way of doing an old thing, start to do it in a better way. You have discovered that it is not what they did to you, but what you do to yourself that matters. Then forgive those who have hurt you, forget what you have lost, start afresh. That is how to think. Thank you very much. So I'm now going to open the window for those of us who are on Zoom and begin to take our questions. All right?
Not to brag, but we were the most respected categories in the tri-state area.
So if you got a question, just put up your hand if you're on Zoom. If you're on Facebook, ask it about any somebody talking there.
Who are you calling? Who are you calling? Who are you calling? not calling me.
About 10 minutes. Okay. So want to take a start? Yes. Yeah, what's your question? Someone is raising their hand. You want to ask a question? Go ahead. Who else? So we'll just take 2 or 3 questions about worry or overthinking. Is a problem or worry? Is a problem overthinking? Is a problem how to think? So we can that perspective. Yeah, very clearly now. Let's check Facebook. Got a question about worrying. You got a question about worrying or overthinking. Or have you seen yourself overthinking sometimes? You know, you keep planning, but you never execute. Have you found yourself in that situation before? Yes, yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, shoot.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Sars?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My name is Brother Jerry from the Messiah Parish, RCCG. Sir, will overthinking not lead to worrying?
Okay.
My question, yeah, will overthinking, yes, not lead to worry?
Oh, yes. It's a brilliant question. Overthinking will eventually lead to worry because when you have so many plans and you have not executed any one of them and they are time bound, it will fall back to worry. You know, when at the end of the year, you have not done anything because you have been planning since January, but at the end of the year, you find out that you have done nothing. Certainly, you will begin to, that overthinking will now set in. You now begin to worry. Are you following? So yes, overthinking can actually make people slip back into worrying. If you have questions on Facebook, you can type them as well. Okay? Any other person? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. Please, sir. Is there a relationship between thinking and meditation?
Okay. Between thinking and meditation. Very,
yes, sir.
very brilliant question. And I'm going to answer that very quickly. Now, first and foremost, when you meditate, you are processing the information that you have received so as to be able to correctly apply it. Information, processing, and application. So meditation and thinking actually mean one and the same, if you like. But you see, meditation is often associated with an information you have gotten you want to reflect on. You may not have gotten information before you think. Are you following? So when it comes to thinking, you may not even have learned. You may just be sitting there, you see something, and you're just thinking, how can this thing be better? But meditation, maybe you sit down and you're reflecting on a specific information. When you're reflecting on a specific information, then you are meditating. Excellent. Yes. Yeah, Ferdinand, I think your hand was up.
Yeah. Thanks again, Charles.
I can hear you. Just go.
All right. So, when you were talking about overthinking, you said something about having a lot of options, which are now conflict. Okay, so how would one now be able to make the right choice among those options, since knowing fully well they are all good options?
Okay. Now, when you have several good options, how do you know which one is the right option? Brilliant question. The first is look at the source of the option and look at the source of the option. Then look at the cost of the decision. Are we together? Look at the source. Who is it coming from? A bad tree cannot produce a good fruit. True or false? It may be coming from the right source, but it may have an ulterior motive. It's like a Greek gift. Somebody give you a gift with ulterior motive. You want a car. 5 people want to give you a car. A car is a good thing. Is that not so? But one of them that wants to give you a car, you assess the person and you observe her. From this person's history, he may be giving me now, say it's free, or I just want to give you. After a few months, he tells you, I didn't mean free, like totally free. I just say pay for just such and such an amount. He said, but I thought you say it's free. He said, no, bring anything. You are already in a very difficult position. So look at the source. Where is it coming from? Number 2, source, S-A-U-C-E. The first source is S-O-U-R-C-E. The second is S-A-U-C-E. Look at the source. Test it. Okay? I have different meals. If you test something and it's very hot, you just drink it. You want tea. 3 different cups of tea. You taste one and it is very bitter. Will you continue? No. So if you have different options, look at the source. Your enemy, if your enemy gives you tea to drink, you better be sure. If he has not repented, you might put yourself in danger. Number 2, taste it. What does it taste like? No, this one is not what I want. Then look at the cost. What is it going to benefit me? When you put it through these processes, all your options will start to reduce. They will start reducing because you will now take the most trusted option. And if you're a Christian listening to me now, you commit all these options to God. The one that has the least selfishness is the one that God is in. That was why Jesus said, not my will, but thy will be done. He could have said, let me continue my ministry. He still had anointing, but he knew the time was up. Are we together? All right. Now, I have a question of causing anxiety, actual and potential problems. Okay, that's it. Thinking is the cognitive activity used solve problems. So here's somebody defining thinking on Facebook. Someone provided an information. It says thinking is the cognitive activity you use to process information, solve problems, make decisions, create new ideas. You use your thinking skills when you try to make sense out of experiences or organize information. Okay, somebody was giving us more information about thinking. Yes, now we Okay, I'm going to unmute only Johnny. So that Johnny can ask his question.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So my question is, you said thinking exercises the mind. So my question is, can continuous thinking be of benefit to the body?
Okay. His question is thinking exercise can continuous thinking be of any benefit to the body? Here's my answer. My answer to you is that everybody should have time to think every day. Every day, settle down, relax, take 10-15 minutes. You're not doing anything. Maybe you turn off the lights or in a dark room, you just reflect. Are you following? How did today go? What could I have done better than today? What should I do tomorrow? It helps you, it rejuvenates you, it refreshes you. That's why it exercises the mind. The mind is more resilient when it is thinking. Because when you're thinking, you may provide a solution ahead of its time. When you're thinking, you find solutions to problems that may not even have occurred, but you have just thought up a solution. When you are thinking, you are always a step ahead. Listen to this. People who act without thinking will always be at the mercy of those who think before acting. Therefore, thinking is good for your health and it is good for your wealth. No rich man is foolish and no wise man does not think.
Thank you very much, sir.
Okay, yeah, I have another question. So I'll mute everybody and then let you speak.
Yeah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hold on. I want to unmute you. Yes, go on now.
Okay, sir. Now, please, sir, can we draw a line between positive thinking and the thinking that may lead to hypertension?
Exactly. That's why we're having this conversation. Okay, so why are we having this conversation? There is a kind of thinking. There is a kind of thinking that leads to hypertension, and that is worry, overthinking. All right? Overthinking and worrying can lead you to hypertension. Now, a lot of people are worried. They will think that they are thinking. It's not the same. Worrying focuses on the problem. Thinking focuses on the solution. So if you are just thinking, this thing will kill me. Oh, I will never get money again. Oh, I'm about to go and beg. You are just worried. And I told you there's a difference between worry and worry. Worry is that I know there's a problem. Anybody can worry. But worrying is dwelling on the problem. So worry should lead you to think. Worry should not lead you to worry. Worry should lead you to think. But if worry leads you to worrying, you'll be thinking that you're thinking. You're not thinking. That's what leads to high blood pressure. Okay. Okay, so now I have a question here also from Facebook. It says Philippians 4:8 says to direct our thoughts. It tells us to fix our thoughts on things that are true, lovely, pure, and admirable. Please, how best do we do this? The best way for you to apply Philippians 4:8, which says whatsoever things are true, pure, remember that scripture, is to be conscious of your action. Be conscious of your behavior. Be conscious of your intake. If you're conscious of the 4 things I mentioned, remember the 4 things: learning something new, improving something that you have already done that was old in the past, taking the right information. All those 4 things are the best way to apply Philippians 4:8. You want to do something, ask yourself, is this thing pure? Is this thing right? Will I be able to defend it? Checking the source of every information that comes into you. Making sure that your eye gate and your ear gate are not without control is the best way to apply this. Remember, the devil said to Jesus, for example, he said, turn this stone into bread. Was Jesus not hungry? He was hungry, but the source of the information was from the devil. If there's anybody who cares about Jesus eating, it's not the devil. That's why I say, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds from the mouth of the Lord. So you check it. The best way is make sure that you're taking in the right information. Because if you take in the right information, it will lead to the right action. Remember Amnon, the son of David. We're talking now about the ear gate in answer to this question. Jonadab, Amnon's friend, came and said, Amnon, why are you behaving like this? He said, I see my sister, I like my sister. He said, was that your problem? Don't worry. Tell your father that you are sick, you are not well. But if your sister brings food for you, that you'll be happy. When she comes, lock the door, rape her. Amnon did exactly that. Why? Can you hear me? Can we all hear me? Make sure that your mind
we can.
is infected. As long as your mind is not infected, your actions will not be affected. So any other questions? Okay. I'm going to unmute everybody. Okay, so we have one more question there. Let's take it. I'll mute everybody.
Okay, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Okay, I don't know if you've answered this question before, but I just want to be clarified. What's the difference between worrying and thinking?
Worrying focuses on the problem. Thinking focuses on the solution.
All right, thank you, sir.
So when you're thinking, you're asking yourself, who can I talk to? Who do I listen to? What do I read? Where do I go to? Okay? Yes. So how about your question? Yes, you have a question. Yes. Right.
Ringo.
Okay. Yes.
Such that it may enter into a depressive state of mind.
Now, I want to. I didn't get your question very clearly. Can you repeat it?
Okay, thank you, sir. I said, why focusing on the problem, why thinking of way out? Is it possible to plan and over-plan into a state of depression?
Yes, that is actually the overthinking part. Over-planning, analysis paralysis. You have been planning since, but you execute. At least, if you're even afraid, execute one first. Then move to the next one. Be gaining confidence. There is a style to execution. If you have a big plan and you are just afraid, or you are concerned about losing all your energy or resources, start small. As you keep building confidence, you keep growing. So if I have 20 million, and I say if I carry 20 million and give a contractor now, what if they don't do what I want them to do? Maybe you want to build a house. Start first by asking them, lay foundation, let me come and see how far. Then build to lintel, let me see how far. That way you're getting confidence in releasing money. Instead of saying, I will build a house, I will build a house. My house will be 3-story, it will be 3-story. Every room we have each room and toilets, every room. You are planning, oh, everybody you see, you have been talking about building a house. 20 years, you have not started. All right? So we'll take one more, and then we'll call it a day. Let me now ask you, I'm going to unmute everyone and then ask you questions as a way of feedback to be sure that you took some knowledge from me. I want to put my first question to you. My first question is, how many gateways do we have to our mind? How many gateways do we have to our mind? Okay. Okay, I see your signs. Okay. Okay. Someone mentioned the two gateways. Tell me the two gateways.
What you hear, what you see.
What you hear and what you see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the key difference between worrying and thinking?
Solution on the problems.
Oh, great. Okay, now I'm going to ask this question now. If you know the answer, you put up your hand. I'm going to give a gift for this. I will mute everybody. If you have the answer to all the questions, so the question I'm about to ask now, then you put up your hand and I will let you speak. And you will share with me, what are the 4 ways on how to think? 4 ways. I gave 4 ways on how to think. You must get all 4 to win the prize. So if you are confident enough, you put up your hand, I will unmute you, and you will share. All 4. Okay, Ogini, let me unmute you. All right, shoot, Ogini.
The first one is learn the new thing.
Learn a new thing, number 1.
Also, learn the better way.
Learn a better way too.
The new thing, the new thing.
Pardon?
Also, learn the better way to do the whole thing.
That's number 2. Number 3.
Believe in yourself.
Believe in yourself. 3. 4.
Forget the past and the worry.
Forget the past. Give him a big hand. Excellent job. Excellent. You know, learn a new thing, do an old thing in a new way. Stop worrying, you know, and believe in yourself. That's how to think. Once you set that background, you're up for success in any area. Any area. Once you learn and apply, you may even become better than your teachers. Somebody says it's not what we don't know that stops us, but what we know and do not apply. Are we together? Okay. So I assume that we have come to the end of this conversation. I thank you for participating. So Ogi, in the chat, you will send me your email and I will send you my most recent book. So I thank you all for setting this up. Ferdinand, I see you and your wife. Well done. And the rest of you, Sarah, Lawrence. Some don't have their names, so I can't identify your names. So take care and God bless you. I'm sure we'll meet another time. Ferdinand, you want to say something? I can unmute you. You want to say something? Okay, I'm trying to. Yes, okay.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot, Charles.
Okay.
Over worrying means to really think. Like like I said, we will engage you again. I want to thank everybody for participating. I know it's been today being resumption here. Wanted to be part of this meeting, but could not, and some send me a message that they can't join in. I think it's time to begin to invest in our minds for where we're to. Thanks a lot, Charles. You said those 4 things are very key. Action. Thanks for everyone for joining this session. We'll organize another one soon, and I believe we'll give it necessary publicity.
Right. So God bless you all, and thanks for all those who joined on Facebook. Best wishes, and God bless you. Bye.
Was Lawrence video?